Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum present. I'll go to item 3, which is consider possible action to approve the July 27, 2020 minutes.
I make a motion. This Felipe, I make a motion that we approve the July 27, 2020 meeting.
Is there a second?
This is Gary. I'll second it.
Gary seconds it. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Doris?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes. Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Felipe?
Yes.
All in favor?
Motion passed. Item 4, review possible action to approve bills to be paid this month.
There's just 2. I make a motion that we pay the bills that are listed, the legal and the city.
There's a motion to approve those 2 bills. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Gary. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Doris?
Here.
Kathy?
Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Felipe?
Yes.
All in favor?
All right, motion
Amanda.
passes and approved. All right, go to item 5.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Marchant.
Amanda,
Go
do
ahead.
you have to say anything about that bill that you're going to put in there for the city, the other one?
No, ma'am, because it's already been approved.
Yes, they were approved. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 5, consider possible action to approve financial report.
Yes, we're approving. Yeah. Yes or no?
I'm amazed at sales taxes. I'm surprised the sales tax has stayed that good.
Y'all want to?
It looks like the deposits or sales tax is doing pretty good. All is down. So Amanda, what is the balance we have?
For
404?
royalties?
No, for the
balance we have
financial
is-
statement.
Oh, in the account, I'm sorry, I put 730. It is 464,747 is what we have in the bank account. 464,000.
That yellow
464,000 and what?
464,747.
21 cents.
You don't have an updated one for August?
No, today's the last day of August, so we won't have that until September.
All right. Thank you.
But I can tell you on the deposit, if what you're interested is on the deposit, 4B, I do not believe that 4B received any revenue from Equinor for the month of August.
Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve the financial report.
Is there a second?
I'll
Second by who?
Joy.
Go ahead, second it. Is there any discussion? All in favor, call the roll, please.
Doris,
Yes.
Patsy,
Yes,
Joanne,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Felipe,
Yes.
all in favor.
Amanda, do we close this meeting and then go into a workshop?
No, so you can just go straight into the workshop.
Or we'll go on to the workshop then. All of you have gotten a copy of the worksheet for the budget. I guess we'll start at the top and look at that first. It looks like we're doing pretty good with sales tax. A little bit more than what we anticipated. How many months we have left there, Amanda? 2?
Yes, sir.
2. So it could be pretty close to 100,000 more in that, possibly. We have 2 months left in the oil and gas, and we're about to what? 300,000 less.
Yes, sir.
And I don't think we'll meet our goal of 700,000. We have no other revenue. What's this other revenues? What's that?
That was the reimbursement that from the city to 4B for at the beginning for the sports complex.
Okay. Do we have anything? We don't have. Will that go into this year's budget or not? There won't be anything over there this year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's what I thought. So what do we want to use the sales tax number?
Excuse me? Why don't we go with $450,000 again?
Okay. All right, what about the oil revenue?
Well,
I wouldn't go over 500,000.
no,
No. I agree.
because that 463, there was some good income part of the time.
Yep.
Can we go 500,050 to make it an even million? For revenue?
All right.
I heard from one person. What about the other?
sounds good to me, Mr. Gibson.
Okay. Well, let's put 550 instead of the 700, and that will make a revenue of $1 million. Okay. I'm going to take each one of these individually. The sports complex bond payment. Last year, we thought the payment was going to be $487,000. It turned out to be $487,400. That's $400 more than we anticipated. Does anybody have any idea why that was?
I do not. I
Anybody
probably just rounded. I do have the payment for this year to be $486,200.
486,200.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Advertisement, 500, that's sufficient?
Yeah.
Bookkeeping services, 3,000.
That,
gonna be enough?
the city has actually changed that amount, Mr. Keesling, for like the airport and the 4B. It's, Mr. Lynn has decided on 15,000 a year for each entity. Well, not
15,000?
for, yes.
For what?
Instead of
And,
From 3,000 to 15?
Yes, ma'am.
That's ridiculous.
What is the extra $12,000 for?
It's just for the time that the city manager and I spend on, setting up board meetings and setting up the meetings and anything that has to do with the 4B corporation.
he's getting paid regardless.
Aren't you too? Aren't you receiving a paycheck?
Yeah, I mean, this just goes into the general fund, yes.
So you're telling me that the bookkeeping services were going to jump from 3,000 to 15,000?
That is what Mr. Lynn put in the budget, yes, sir.
So what do we get for 3,000?
It's not just for bookkeeping services, it's just for services in general, like I said, with creating agendas and the time that we spend on 4B, anything that has to do with 4B and 4B projects.
It's so important that we have to do that.
Do we not have somebody that can be doing some of this instead of him being everything?
That does what, Miss Marchant? I'm sorry.
Can somebody else do some of this instead of him being able to get everything?
It's the same with the airport. It's the same with the airport as well, Ms. Marchant. That's just the amount that he calculated. That would be 10%.
What's the airport have to do with this?
I'm just stating that it's another board that money is coming out of their budget into our general fund.
How did he arrive at that extra $12,000? That's $1,000 more a month.
Is the Parks Board having to pay this amount too?
Parks Board does not have any.
How about the planning and zoning?
They don't have revenue as well.
So basically, he wants to screw the people that actually have a little money. He's not treating all the entities the same.
Well, to be honest, we don't do bookkeeping for the other boards, only for the airport and for 4B.
Larry, can we find somebody else to do the bookkeeping?
Well, I don't know, but we never have paid anything for airport bookkeeping. Why do we have to pay it now?
No, we aren't paying it.
Oh.
No, they are. They have to pay the same as us. They're going to be paying $15,000, and we're going to be paying $15,000 or $12,000. No, 15.
Bookkeeping. Somebody wants to get paid pretty good.
Can we hire another bookkeeper?
You could, but it's going to cost. It's probably going to cost more than $15,000.
I would like to know. I'm sure Mr. Lynn is listening. I'd like to hear his comment.
He's not able to make the call today.
Tell you what, you send me the bills, and I'll do the bookkeeping for a whole lot less than $15,000.
But it was setting up the meetings and doing the agendas and running all of this off. I can see it should go up some, but $12,000 more. That's ridiculous.
I can see adding a couple of thousand more, but not Not 12.
Is our lawyer on the line listening?
No, he's not. But I think we need to kind of table this one until we get some more information.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think we
well-
need to.
Table it.
All right.
Okay, let's go down. We'll just table that, put a T by
Yeah,
that.
what else is coming?
All right, the Escondido Parkway, we don't have anything. Johnny Bearfield, nothing.
Let's need a Parkway.
Other, what is other? Nothing. I don't know
Amanda,
what-
what's other?
That was, I don't remember what that was for, but that was just, I put it in there because there was zero budgeted, and there was an invoice for $340 that we had nowhere to put, that didn't go with any of the line items.
I know what that's for.
Yeah.
That's for gravel that washed out during that rain. They had to get a couple loads of gravel and put back in there.
Okay.
And that was
Walking.
that was before the budget was amended, so that's why.
Wouldn't that have fallen under contingency?
Yes, but this happened before y'all's budget was amended.
Okay.
All right, let's go on down to HEB development. Amanda, did you say we had one more payment?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
We're gonna have to put 30,000 in there.
What did we do for other?
Left it blank.
Okay, all right.
Legal fees, 6,000. We've used 2,961, and I
We've
think
used
we need
half
to
of it.
raise that to. I think we need to raise that to 10,000 because we might need them.
I think you're probably right.
We might need some more legal service.
Sounds like we're gonna have to.
No, we're,
Somebody doing something.
All right, now the next series of events, all the way down to contingencies. Those are things that are part of that 577, isn't that right, Gary?
Yes.
Right.
And I think what I'd like to do with that is to put all those on table until we get further information about why they haven't been done since they've been approved.
And it needs to be
Well,
done in a hurry. We've only got 2 more months before the new budget.
I understand.
No, it's less than that.
Well, yeah, September, 1 month. This happened last year.
Yeah.
It happens every year.
Unless you want to go on over and put them in.
Larry, bring up that fish pond liner.
Okay.
That's already in the
Fish
process, Marchant.
pond- fish
Yeah,
pond
how much,
liner,
Amanda?
I'm sorry?
How much, Amanda?
How much is it? $1,500.
How much?
$12,500.
Why is that 7,000 higher?
I'm not sure who received the quote that for the $5,000, but when I contacted the same company about replacing the liner, they said it was just to repair a little patch, one part of it, and not to replace the entire liner. So the city told him to go ahead and proceed with ordering the liner. The city's going to pay for the $7,500 remaining amount, and then 4B will just have to pay for the $5,000.
All right, that's okay.
That sounds fair.
Ought to be able to afford it after that 15,000 up there.
Well, maybe
Oh.
we can
Can,
get that other.
can we get that off this budget this year then? Has that already been ordered?
Yes, it's already been ordered. They said it should be about 2 weeks before it comes in. It was ordered last week.
So we may go ahead.
The security cameras, I believe the city's taking care of the security cameras already, and the concrete around the dugouts is the other thing the city's been working on. And so the city is actually paying those out of the city's fund, not the 4B fund.
Okay.
On
Now,
that
what
liner,
was,
you should put a zero there.
So we're gonna zero out security cameras, and hopefully we'll pay for the fish liner and the concrete around dugouts. They're gonna pay $162,000 for that, or whatever the price was.
they're working on that right
Yeah,
now. I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be exactly what 4B was quoted for the $162,000, but I do know that the city is working on that right now. One thing that Mr. Lynn had asked was that he really wanted to see if 4B could focus on helping the small businesses of Kenedy that are close to closing down or having a hard time due to this COVID-19 crisis. I know the EDC of Beeville and other surrounding cities have done where they're doing grants for the community, and he said that was something that he would really like to see the 4B look into.
I'm sure.
The first meeting we had with him, he brought that up to me, and then he never came forward with any more information. That's been several months. So
did it? Beeville sent me the grant application, everything that they used that their EDC used, and I believe up to I think it was like $600,000 that they dispersed throughout the community.
Because we talked about that at the meeting, but then we never heard anything back about it. So if he wants us to do that, he needs to get us the information.
I'll say you talk.
We need to get the prices on these things, and what we're not going to be doing besides the security cameras, and what else?
The fish pond liner may get zeroed out this year, and you said something. I never did get the deal on the concrete. Is the city paying for that, or are they going to pay for anything above our budgeted amount, or do we need to carry it forward? What do we need to do with that?
He's taking care of it. Like I said, I know it's not going to be exactly what the 4B was quoted, but they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they're not doing cement.
So can we zero it out?
Just got a cement quote this morning for some of it. I'm sorry?
Can we zero that out then?
I believe so, yes, sir. That was the camera and the concrete work were the two things that he told me to.
The concrete, I'm sorry, what was the other one?
The cameras.
Oh, the cameras, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. The ones that he said that he felt were important were the fence between the fences between the baseball fields and the archway.
Let me see here.
They find the
the complex security fence.
Is there any? I'm not familiar which one is for the fence that goes in between the fields. Is that what that one is? It's a complex security fence.
No, the complex security fence was supposed to go around all of them. One, to keep people from getting in and trashing things, and also to make sure people weren't sneaking in and not paying.
Okay. Well, I know he did say the fence and then the archway.
And I understand he didn't want the chain link. He wants some more expensive fencing.
He mentioned the
Well,
other
he
fence.
wanted the vertical bars, kind of like the wrought iron fences. He wanted something like that. I don't know what the comparable prices are because, well, frankly, it's fairly cheap to put those sort of things together. The problem is I see people trying to bend them and get through them. If you don't have a crossbar somewhere around 4 foot.
If he's changing all of this stuff, why can't he give us the price on it?
Oh, that I don't know. He didn't have a price. He told us last time he thought it was comparable, and it looked nicer. So that was his argument last time. But Amanda, could you ask him to get some ballparkish numbers on that?
On the fencing?
And an idea of where he wants it put?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys,
So can we table that one?
Harry, you can do whatever you want to do. You want to
Guys.
table it, we'll table it.
guys, can we go
Well,
back
I'm just
up?
at,
Which
I mean, is that
table,
a-
which one? Table, which one?
I don't know, Gary's.
Hold on, I thought the complex.
Guys, can we
Am
go
I
back?
talking about the same fence that he's talking about, or is he talking about an additional fence?
We got two fences. We got a fence around the park,
Okay.
around the complex. And if we're trying to save money, I cannot understand why we want to put such a nice fence around that when we're interested and we want to put gravel on the ballpark.
Ballparks don't have fences.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Mr.
I don't know if
Kisley,
that's wrong.
Yes.
Mr. Kisley, can we
Yeah.
go back up to Parks and Recreation? What is that amount? I have nothing, I never heard any amount on that.
On
Yeah,
what?
me either. That's what I was wondering.
On what?
On Parks and Recreation, I got nothing.
Parks and Recreation. We hadn't decided anything on that. But that $90,000 there, that was for fence. That was for a fence around the park over on Boulevard down that street across over to Bianchi's.
Okay,
That's what that
Okay.
was.
okay,
All right, the park signage.
yes.
Let's go with that. You want to leave that in there,
Okay.
but he told me that fence was not going to be done, not on his watch.
Okay, how about the park signage?
I don't know anything about it, but we don't. I think we'll just leave it like it is. I think that's too high, but we can leave it like it is for right now.
Okay.
And cameras is 0, right?
Benches, what? Cameras is 0.
Yes.
Benches.
That's
probably
that
okay
one for
with that.
May.
I already paid the benches.
Have we paid that one? Weren't gonna do 2, we were gonna do 1.
Yes.
Wait, the benches, that's just benches around the park. It's not anything with,
That's not good. That's not Gun and Moe's bench.
that's not Glenna's bench and it's not Domingo's bench. That's already been taken care of.
Okay.
So do we need
This
this
is
3,000 in
These
there?
these are just benches around the complex.
Okay.
Just general benches.
Okay.
All right, and the fish pond liner, that's lined out, or just 5,000? Are they, Amanda?
That should be able to be zeroed out. That should be paid for in the budget year.
Okay, the transformer pad upgrades. Or that's the wire around the transformers. security.
And it's gonna be almost $9,000.
Yeah, you want to make it 9,000?
Well,
Might as well.
yes.
Yeah, was that what he was going to put some of that crushed granite?
I don't know where. I understand he's going to put the crushed granite in the park, in the complex someplace, not around that.
Okay, so this is actually concrete that's being used to upgrade it.
Yes, around the
Transformer.
transformers.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think it's any concrete in there. I think it's just wire. 9,000.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Now, Bandit, go back to 162. Now, what did he say? Because it was,
He said it was
talking pretty.
care of that already. I don't have any details on it, but I know this earlier he told me the city was taking care of that already.
All right, let's table that for right now.
Okay.
Table or zero? Oh,
Table it.
okay.
All right, these are parking lot mods, islands, markings, and I don't know what all that is. You know what it is, Ben?
No, sir, I don't.
I think the parking lot has already been striped.
Yeah, it has. They got everything complete down there. Don't
Okay,
take it out.
Take it
But
out.
no
too.
striping is down further, striping and curbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
I
for,
guess my question is, wouldn't that have been part of the original bond
Yes.
for that sort of stuff?
I would think so. Or we can put it
So
in, we're going to have another meeting, so we're going to put it in there right now until we find out more about it. We'll come back to it.
All
The
right.
same amount?
Okay, just put a table on that one.
Okay.
Table it? Oh,
Yes. Security fence rental around the dumpster. All right, this is a fence. They're going to have a dumpster down there. The pad is already down there. Let's see the fence around it. I don't know if it's going to cost that much. So
what's the
Is
rental?
that one of,
Why should we rent a fence when we can buy a fence?
I know it. I know it. I know
Or
it.
the dumpsters?
All right, I'll tell you what. Till we find out about that, table that one as well.
okay.
Ticket booth.
Huh.
Amanda, you know anything about the ticket booth?
That was another one that Mr. Lynn said that if 4B could proceed with. I don't know if anyone has worked on it this fiscal year, or if you can tell me who I need to contact, I can try to have it done this fiscal year. But I don't know what the plans are.
I wish you could. I wish you could. Hanson has the specs for it. We can just get somebody to build it. I have the specs and design. The question was, I think Mr. Lynn kind of decided he wanted in the middle of that walkway, but that walkway is about 10 foot wide. Is all it is. And that ticket booth is 10 foot wide. If you put it in the middle of the walkway, it's going to take care of the whole walkway. If we put it over on the side where it originally said it's supposed to be, that's what the diagram said. Well, then it would clear the walkway.
And then people would just walk on by, buy a ticket.
Yeah, they could walk on by.
Unless they had on a fence all the way where you just have one gate to go in and out.
Well, that's it. That's it. I think the only way you could put it in the middle is to pour a little cement pad around on each side.
Do we want to?
The diagram that I have is part on the side. If we put it in the middle, I think that we'll have to redesign it, and it's going to be cost money.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected somehow, and I don't know what was just said.
We were discussing what the location of the ticket booth,
Oh, okay.
and we thought originally from the original plan, the ticket booth was on the side, and Mr. Lynn seemed to think it probably needed to be in the middle of the path. But the ticket booth is 10 foot wide, and so is the path. We're going to have to put some concrete around so people can walk around or something, or are they going to be walking on dirt?
Unless we build it in the middle, but not as wide, and have to put a fence with a gate on it, and one end where they got to buy tickets and walk through the gate.
Hey, Larry,
Well,
this is
almost
Jimmy. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start at the ticket booth. Okay, the ticket booth is located on the side of the entrance after you go through the archway. And y'all's budget, there's what, 10,000 for that?
Ticket
25.
25.
20. Okay. So that's an excess because Hellas was supposed to have something in their contract for that. Same way an allowance, same way with the archway. I think there's what, 10,000 for the archway?
Yes.
And Hellas, there is an allowance in Hellas's contract for that. Now then, since they've all been ran off, I don't know how that applies. But the ticket booth where it's at, located on the drawings, is perfectly fine without having to do anything additional except to add that.
Hey, well, let's just keep it at 25,000.
That's not Gary talking.
Or do you want
Who
to
is
leave it at
that talking?
I think it was Jimmy.
Jimmy Burns.
Okay,
Jimbo.
okay.
Because I knew it didn't sound like Gary.
No.
Jim, I didn't, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm traveling, so.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were on. And did you hear what the deal was?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I heard that they're working on the concrete, but that's not what we're hearing. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Amanda, didn't you say that y'all are getting bids for concrete, or are you getting bids for granite?
For both. And I honestly, I wish I could go into more detail, but I don't know the details of it. But I know there's something.
I guess the problem the Parks Board is having, and I think 4B, is all these things have been approved by the Parks Board, by 4B, and by the council, and they're getting changed without anybody knowing anything.
Right.
And I'm not sure the process on that. I mean,
My only recommendation would be to call the city manager in the morning because he's the one that is handling that. I just received the numbers earlier today, and I just received the information that he gave me about this when I was asking him about it for the meeting tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not going to put you on the spot, Amanda.
No.
And I understand, and I'm trying to be as helpful as I can, but I just really don't know.
So I think those are questions that the Park Board has and 4B, and they've both been trying to get answers to, but that doesn't come. I mean, Larry and y'all guys, are y'all kind of in agreement with that? I mean, how does everything start changing whenever it's already been approved, and approved, and should have been done, you know, because somebody don't like it?
The certain things that's been approved and taken out of, like the security cameras, you know, the city said they were going to do that. That
came out of the money that y'all redirected. You know, the cameras got put into that. because
Yeah,
the city police needed that.
Okay, but is it coming out of 4B budget or is it coming out of the city budget?
I was told
Amanda, question?
I was told the city's budget, Mr. Kiesling.
Okay,
I asked
all right,
about
so we'll take it out.
Yes.
And the 162,000, well, we got Jimmy on the phone. 162,000, that is understood you to say is part concrete and parts granite?
That is my understanding. I see where they got pricing on concrete, select fill, and crushed granite.
Okay.
And that 162, all those were, don't forget that, those dollar amounts were the change orders that Hanson had gotten in order to finish the complex, which was running, at that time, construction-wise, $500,000 over budget. So that's where that 500,000, that's where that came from. All those little projects that hadn't been completed was that.
Now, were they completed?
Oh, hell no.
No.
That one,
Many of them are completed.
I mean, that's the concrete, that's the fencing. So we refer to the security fence as security fence. The perimeter fence, that's a whole nother ball game from you know.
Let me put it a different way. Is it in the process of being done?
No, there's nothing being done that I've seen. I mean, I haven't been involved really since March 1st, other than just to go check and see what's going on.
Well, who's supposed to be overseeing these things get done?
That is now the city manager.
And is he going to report to us and tell us some of these things, or is he just going to do it?
I can't answer that. I mean, you just kind of read between the lines and you can see.
Okay, let's proceed on down here. Jim, what's about this? Jim, this parking lot mods and islands and markings, what's that?
okay, going back to the ticket booth, do we exit out or what the heck we do?
Leave it
No,
in.
you got to pay for it. Amanda said that he said to proceed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so if it's under $50,000, does the Parks Board proceed with that?
If it's under 50,000, it does not have to go out for bid, and it's my understanding.
Yeah, I know, but usually, but you
No, we just have to
we
go
have the
for
drawings with that. We have the drawings for all that.
Okay.
Larry has them, and everybody should have them. I know all the Parks Board does.
We're gonna have to have another meeting on this, I'm sure. And Jim, you want to just see about if we can get that done with this budget year?
Oh yeah, I mean anything that can get done this year, I think y'all need to get it done.
That gives us
That's my
1
personal
month.
opinion. Yeah, I mean the concrete. I mean, the thing is not doing what it was made to do, you know, and that's to be having tournaments and this, that, and the other, and we're just kind of sitting around twiddling our thumbs. And the money's been approved and this, that, and the other, and I can't give you an answer why it's not taking place or hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's go to the.
what's your wishes? You want to put it in, or you gonna table it for right now?
Which one?
Let's leave it in 25,000 for the ticket booth.
Oh, okay.
Leave it in.
Okay.
Okay.
And
What was the deal
if they
on
get
the
going on it, then we can take it out.
Yeah, we can take it out. All right. What about the sidewalk from Escondido Parkway to the complex?
So we already approved all this stuff. Why are we doing it again?
We have approved it. We have approved, we can just move it over. We can just move it over. We're trying, Joanne, we're trying to see what we can get it done this budget year.
Okay.
Okay.
Has anyone started working on the sidewalk, or does anybody have anyone in mind who gave the quote to see if they
No,
could?
we just,
This month?
nobody's
Yes,
taking.
hold on. Amanda, Luke Bingham gave a quote on that, and that's where that number comes from, 6 months ago.
I thought that the Escondida is, wider than the walking trail.
It is.
And that's a bicycle trail, and ours is a walking trail.
Yeah.
So are they gonna ride their bikes on our walking trail?
Probably.
No bikes are allowed in the park, is my understanding.
Yep.
Timmy, do you want to send me that quote, and I can see if Luke is still interested in doing that project, and hopefully we can try to get that going this month.
Yeah, Mandy, y'all should. I really think y'all had that, but I'll find it. Well,
They did.
yeah, I will find it again.
It's 49,307 we have down here.
Do you think,
Yeah,
Mr. Lynn? I know
I know.
have it. Do you
I know
think Mr.
Mark has it at Hanson, but I mean, since they're fired, I don't know if they'll do anything or not anyway. But I know they have them all.
On that sidewalk. Well,
Yeah.
Jim, why can't, if Luke Bingham has bid on it and it's under 50,000, why can't we just go and tell him to get busy on it?
I believe you can, Mr. Keisling, as long as it's under 50,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We had all of this approved. That was at $577,000.
Yep.
The council approved it, everybody approved it, and then all of a sudden, people get fired and nothing gets done.
Yeah, we can fire them.
That's why I couldn't figure out why we're going through all this.
Yeah.
Did y'all talk about the archway already? I lost y'all a couple
No, we
times
haven't
driving.
got the,
Okay.
What are we gonna do about Luke Bingham?
Who's Ruth Bingham?
Luke Bingham.
Luke.
Oh, Luke. Ruth Bingham is dead.
No.
Yeah. I will see if I have the quote. If not, I'll get a hold of Luke.
get a hold of Luke and see if he's under 50,000.
Yeah, she's remarried and everything.
All right, what about the complex security fence?
She's on Facebook too.
That's what we was talking about a while ago.
Yeah, that was the one that I was getting confused with the other one that the Parks Board wanted. So I think we decided to table it till we found out exactly where it was supposed to be and how much it was going to be.
No, that was an exact quote at the time, several months ago.
Who quoted that to you?
That was the people that Hellas was using, and actually, at that time, the guy had sent Jerry. Is that his name, Amanda?
Yes.
Fence company out of Victoria, yeah, was under $50,000. So the city was going to take care of that, and that came to a screeching halt for some reason.
Well, I think if I'm on the right thing, was the security fence supposed to be chain link?
Yes.
Yes.
And
that's
now
what
Mr.
Larry
Lynn wants it to have kind of a wrought iron look, where you have the little pointy things on top and the long bars.
Like the archway.
Yeah, similar to the fence around the memorial and all that, the archway. Yes.
That's going to be pretty expensive.
Well, he didn't seem to imply that it was going to be very much more, which you could probably do if you were using 1/4-inch metal, but that's not going to hold anybody. But I think that's the one that got.
All right, so what are we going to do with that? We're going to try to get that done before the budget year?
I know Gary asked me to, ask Mr. Lynn tomorrow if he has pricing on vertical fencing to see how much it's gonna cost.
Okay,
Yeah,
put a T there right now.
if it comes back at $100,000 or $200,000, obviously that's not going to fly.
Yeah, that's right. Trash cans, that's probably a little high for those trash cans. We don't
Yeah,
need any.
trash can's worth $10,000.
Yeah, that's too high. What about
But
five?
and also if anyone has the kind of models of the trash cans that y'all were wanting, we can go ahead and get those on order so we can have those fixed for this fiscal year, even if we put them up somewhere.
Okay, Amanda, what we need 8 trash cans. We need 2 in each dugout. Those are small ones. And then we probably need about 4 or so around the park.
Yeah, Parks Board had pricing for those, the real fancy trash cans and all that. I'm sure the company makes different sizes as well. I mean, the big ones that they wanted around the play area, I think now this was 5 or 6 years ago, but it was like $250 a piece.
Well,
but what Larry's talking about, the smaller ones, I'm sure they make smaller ones. If you find somebody on the Parks Board that remembers, I think Glenna May oversaw that one. So
we can't
hopefully
call her.
somebody on the Parks Board remembers that, the company. So did we want to put an amount down?
I can text Miss Overby tomorrow morning and ask her about the trash cans to see if she knows which ones they were.
Okay, can we just put 5,000 down there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What for the security? For the trash, what'd they say?
For the trash can?
For the trash
Security
security
fence.
Yeah.
I think.
We're going to table a security fence, Joanne.
Okay.
And he's going to check on the Escondido Parkway sidewalk.
Right.
And then we're coming on down to the additional parking lot. That is the parking lot over there by the gazebo.
I think we ought to wait on that, Mr. Kiesling. See where our money is better needed.
Okay. Let's just zero it out.
Yeah.
All right.
What about the ballpark security fence? These are some additional fencing that to enclose areas where it's open, where they're pitching and batting and stuff like that. And somehow they got left open.
You mean like Johnny Bear?
Huh?
You mean like Johnny Bear?
No.
Or they have that.
Some of the dugout. I mean, some of the batting cages over there by the complex. One side is open. One side is open.
That'd be interesting.
And that's what that mark was there. Jim, you got the estimate on that. Where'd you get that?
That came from Hellas.
Hellas?
That was another change order that was submitted. That was, that should have been done already. And what that is, Gary, is, like when you walk in the park, there's the pitcher's warm-up area. And for some reason on the drawings, it didn't call for a fence enclosure. And it's definitely a hazard. If you don't, if you don't enclose it,
Yes. Is that still roughly a good number, do you think?
I'm going to say it's close. I mean, it's bound to be close,
So just leave it like it.
Okay. Are we going to try and get it done? Are we going to try and get it done this year, or are we going to go ahead and carry it over?
I think if you get the security fence put in, the same people do that at the same time. You get them to bid that.
So we may be able to zero that out.
Yeah, and if y'all clear
Yeah,
up what the,
Can we get some verification on that this next week? Well, we're gonna have
Sure.
to have another meeting to finalize this. This week, some verification for this for next week.
yeah, we just need to make sure that, well, I'm not sure, if it's a chain link fence, that's what we need, that's what we need to do, is go ahead and get the bids for that. Rebid it and see.
Yeah, I
And
don't think
we'll do it
that
in two bids, we'll bid one way and bid the additional deal.
okay.
Okay, let's
You
go
wanna-
down.
You want
We
to
just
table
need
that
that,
then?
Yeah, table it.
Okay, table it. All right, thank you.
All right. Arcway. Arcway.
Jimmy, you got anything on?
Yeah, I will tell y'all that what I know is Hellas. That was part of Hellas's. There's an allowance in their deal for, I think it's 20 grand for the archway. They were working on it. They were told to proceed, by Hanson. After everybody looked at it, I think y'all probably got a copy of it too. And then that came to a halt.
Yeah, but it
And
only
y'all-
had 10,000 down there.
Yeah, I know, but don't forget, Larry, that there was a $20,000 allowance in Hellas's
okay.
contract, and y'all, the
Okay.
10,000 was just in case it went over 20,000.
Well, I guess we better call Hellas and see where that is.
Okay. Table that then for now, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, I understood Mr. Lynn said that they were working on that.
Archwood? Mm-hmm.
I mean, the drawings didn't been approved and the whole deal, and this has been a couple of months ago. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, going down to the next one, resurfacing a front parking lot. That's where the people park when they walk. What do you think about it, Felipe?
In that area for 49,000, that's lots of money.
Yep.
So Felipe, what that is like from the little island deal, the island in the middle of the entrance with the brick.
Bel Air Boulevard.
Yes, to where the other pavement started, that area in there where they tore up during construction. Now that,
Okay.
if you just, I think if you just resurface that, I'm, by no means am I an engineer, that kind of engineer. I'm just giving y'all my I'm speaking for the Parks Board. What they thought is, even if you just resurface it, but it's not totally necessary. It does need a little work, but again, it's not totally necessary.
You want to put it in for next year, Felipe,
Well,
or not?
I guess we can.
I tell you what, before y'all's next meeting, why don't y'all go take a look at it and see what y'all think, and then decide. You know what you mean? If you think it's going to make it for a little while, then take it out.
It needs some.
Yeah.
It needs some repair. That's for sure.
I think
Okay, go ahead. The striping and curves, that's what's just marking off the spaces for cars to park down there. So let's have some organized parking space. May not cost that much, but it might. This day and time, you don't know.
But that can't be done until they actually resurface it, so we wouldn't have time this year to do it.
Yeah.
So you want to just carry it over
Why don't we just
8,000?
stick it in there for right now for next year?
All right.
Is that all right with y'all? Felipe?
Sounds good to me.
Be okay.
All right, 49,000. And then the striping, 8,000. and the contingencies. Now, it's my understanding that that $32,000 contingency has to do with only those projects that were accepted. It can't be used for anything else.
Okay.
If it goes over, we can use some of that contingency on some of these other projects, not the ones that have been approved, but nothing else.
Okay.
Mr. Kiesling?
Yes.
Mr. Lynn also wanted me to ask about 4B possibly funding buildings B and C. And then one thing that the 4B doesn't have on their budget that I realized that this year was for their Christmas party. So there needs to be an amount budgeted if the 4B decides to have a Christmas party. And then, like I said, Mr. Lynn has asked about buildings B and C.
What's B and C?
Building B and C, which building B, I believe, is another concession stand, and building C is a restroom.
Another concession stand. Where's that going?
I believe
He's talking
it's part
about
of
Johnny Bear. Johnny Bear.
Well, and wasn't Steve?
Just redoing it.
Amanda, wasn't there money in the complex for the restroom?
Council tabled it whenever we brought it to the last council meeting because the sports complex budget is significantly over budget. And so
Do you remember what the bids was for building A for the restroom?
All of this would have been done
building A?
A long time ago.
Or no, B. Sorry, B.
Both of them are right under 300,000.
Okay.
They don't have the money to do that, and then whatever that is to help the small businesses.
Yeah.
That's $1,200.
Wasn't that bathroom the one that they wanted to have an additional one so people didn't have to walk so far?
Yes, that's building C.
Yes. And we kind of approved that one, but then I don't see it here.
We tabled it.
Let me rephrase that. We didn't approve it. We asked about it, and we were supposed to get some prices.
I don't remember that, Gary.
I remember we were talking that they were looking at where that extra bathroom would be, and you were saying that you were the one that was saying that you didn't want some people to have to walk as far as they would have to the main bathroom. And I forgot, it's supposed to be near the Little League field, I think.
It's right there by the
Playground.
memorial, by the memorials.
Oh, is that it? Okay. But anyway, we talked about it, but I don't remember ever seeing a price tag on it.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever came up with an estimate of what it was going to cost.
I think that they got a bid. They got a bid on it, but I don't know what happened to it.
In our,
I remember we asked Hanson about it at the time, but I don't remember now whatever happened to it. It just sort of went into thin air.
hey y'all, in our May 26th meeting, when we redid those, up at the top, it was $577,000. It was the restroom facility, $150,000, sprinkler, $10,000, baseball court, $307,000. Basketball, all of that. We said we would put on hold. They're to be redesigned, and that's when we came up with all of this. 577 park signage, security cameras, benches, fish ponds. It was in our May the 26th meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Patsy.
Yeah, we redirected funds to take care of those ton projects.
Yeah, and
That's
then,
what
which hadn't been done yet.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Everything that's, I don't know what you're doing this, we already approved all that.
I know,
Well, I'll tell you what, we better put a figure of what we have. Now, is this building C, is that for Little League field? The restroom over there?
I believe so.
$300,000 for both of them?
They run around 300,000 each. Yes, sir. It's right under
Each?
each. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I have another gold-plated bathroom that we'll tear down in a few years.
We already tore down one, yeah.
well, we had allowed 150.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't see how we're going to do that and consider grants. I just don't see how we're going to do it, and then wait. We need the
$1,200,000.
city council, and they're going to want us to pay the balance of this complex. And according to Mr. Wynn, I asked him what he thought the payoff was going to be, and he told me $750,000. Yeah, granted, we got that much in text tool, but if you deplete that text tool, you know, we don't want to mess with it too much.
Remember, the original purpose of putting that in text pool, besides saving ourselves in case the bank went bankrupt, was in case we had special projects that came along, kind of once in a lifetime things. And then when we got ready to float the bond, that was going to protect us in case oil prices took a long and sustained nosedive. So we'd have money to go ahead and service the bond. And so if people start pulling stuff out of that text pool, we aren't going to have that ability to do that. And frankly, I don't see oil prices ever getting up around $100 again, because we've got too many producers. So we can't, and the other thing is that text pool was never meant to cover somebody's mismanagement or as a slush fund. I mean, we didn't mismanage that money. Whoever was in charge of it mismanaged that money.
That's right.
Well, according to a lawyer, he said he was going to check into it to see if we double paid something. He was going to look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, but still, if he's coming up with a $750,000 worth of extra fees, somebody mismanaged something. Because before we floated that bond, you remember I asked specifically, is $14 million going to be enough? And everybody assured me from Hanson and all that all that was built in, and all the contingencies and all that. So 14 was going to be more than enough.
Yep. Well, I think the number was, instead of 14 million, I think it was 8 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 14.
Okay. But anyway, now they're running another. Okay.
I think it was 8.
But anyway, now they're running $1.5 million above it.
Yeah. Well, in that $1.5 million, this 577,000 was supposed to have been in that.
Yep.
And yeah. And then, I don't know where the restroom over to Little League came up. I don't know. I know we're going to have to build something over there, but are they expecting 4B to do that too? I guess so.
Well, if the city's got a lot of money, let them use theirs.
Okay, we've chased a lot of rabbits. Okay, supplies. Let's go. I put $35,000 down for contingencies to take care of anything up here that's not enough for, and then sprinkler system, we don't have anything for that. We don't have anything for, the summer youth program. We took that out last year, and I thought maybe we might want to put it in this year, but being what it is, I think we'll just take it out. If we want to start up year after next, we'll think about it, see how it goes. Now supplies.
What is that?
Amanda?
What are the supplies?
Fish food, bird food, are some of them the things that come to mind whenever for supplies.
Well, it's already over. What we budgeted.
The reason was some of it was used for the supplies that was used for the water well. Because the water well was the last budget, and we still had some charges that carried over because it wasn't completely done, I believe, and so that's where some of the charges went to for the supplies.
Is $3,000 going to be enough for that?
Let me go in here and look.
Or we need more?
Well, if that was for the water well, are we going to have some more supplies for the water well?
It was during the construction, Miss Martin. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So,
It was afterwards.
So the 3,000 ought to be enough for the year?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's put it in.
Shouldn't have that come out of a contingency fund rather than a supplies fund?
Didn't have the contingencies fund at that time, Gary. This was before the budget had been amended.
We didn't have it. Okay, utilities, that might have to be increased because we're going to have more lights down there. Yeah. What do you think, Amanda? Make it maybe 10,000?
Yeah, that's the number I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the scoreboard that's gone.
Okay.
Oh, let's recap. Here's what I've got down here for table, bookkeeping. The flatware, concrete around we'll find out more about that. The parking lot mod. Jimmy, you still on there? Jimmy?
Yeah, those have been done. Remember I showed you that, Larry, Saturday?
They're done?
Yeah,
we don't have anything there.
No.
Okay.
And the mods?
The mods are done, he said.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 0. All right.
Yeah, and then the security fence around the dumpster, that hasn't been done.
So we put tables.
I don't think we should rent it.
Can we get that security fence up there? Do we have to rent those dumpsters? Anybody know?
We have 3 or 4 of those big dumpsters at the park. I don't think rent a fence.
Is Amanda with us?
I'm here.
Yeah, she's with us. Or is this should it take $10,000 to put a fence around that dumpster?
No, cheaper than
Is this a rental? Is this a rental, or is this building the little enclosures? You know, it's usually made out of wood, and then they have a front part that you can close and hide them. Is that what that is? Because that kind of looks like the price for one of those things that they built on the Escondido Creek project.
and at the park out there, all they have those
The
blue
pad's
dump-
already built. The pad's already built out there. That's already
Pad
done.
is there.
Yeah.
Pad is there.
The pad and the bollards around it. It's done already. It's over there by Dave.
So do they build? So they build a little security thing around it.
That's what they're
where the dumpsters go in. Instead of those dumpsters sitting out in the park, they're there now.
Okay. So it's not a rental.
Number from? Where'd you get that number from, Jimmy?
That was one of the change orders early on that got added in there.
The
rental is not.
I know it's
The
a
rental
change order, but
the rental's not in there. I mean, those dumpsters are rented by the city.
so we want to leave.
There's always been dumpsters down there. I don't know where.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who pays for them, but they've been down there forever.
Yeah,
There's just a place for them now besides sitting.
So we're just talking about a security fence.
I don't think we should have to pay.
No security fence around it. There's no security fence around it. There's just the metal posts around it so nobody could run into them.
Okay.
So we need to leave that.
No, I think we should remove it. We're not. The pad is already built.
But the fence isn't around it, just the poles.
But the thing is, it's open for those trucks to come in and hook them and offload them, unless somebody's going to be opening the gates for them when they come in the early morning hours.
True.
Yeah.
Because they come early.
All right, I'll tell you what. I think it's hearing the consensus of this, so maybe we just take that out.
All right.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's taken out.
Take it out. Okay. Just a second. I'm lost here now.
Well, okay. Amanda said something about if we wanted a Christmas party, we needed to put something in. So we're going to have to make another line if we do that. I'm not
do we want one?
Mood right now.
Me neither. I don't care whether they have a Christmas party or not.
Do we want one?
I think
How
so.
much did it cost? How much did it cost last year?
I don't know. You're the one that wrote the check.
Well, I just signed it. So. What's the wishes? Amanda, about what did it cost last year? 500?
Yes, that would be enough, because at Porlock's, I believe it was like between $300 and $400.
Yeah, 500 would cover it.
Oh, you know, I kind of think our time is worth $300 or $400 a year.
Maybe we'll invite fewer people this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, just us. So we're going to put 500 there?
Yeah, might as well. Party, I'm gonna put down party 500.
I'll have a steak. Trip.
Okay, all right. We sidewalk. We don't know. We're table. We're gonna get
Meeting.
bids on that. We tabled the complex security fence. We table that. We put $500, $5,000 in for the trash can. We zeroed out the additional parking lot, additional ball pin fence. That's for protection, safety. Jim, you think that's a usable figure?
Yeah, Larry, I think
Can we-
that'll be close. Yeah.
Okay, if we can get that done when we put the other fence in, it would be really
Could
good.
be a little less. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just leave it to a table. Got it tabled. All right. Archway is tabled. The resurfacing for the parking lot, we'll put that in 49,000 for next year. Striping and curbs, 8,000. 35,000 for contingency. Sprinkler system is 0. Summer youth program 0. Supplies 3,000, and utilities 10,000, and party 500. Now we'll add all that up, and we'll see what we can do with this extra.
All the expenses added up
We need that
there is
restroom. We
than
need that
59,000.
restroom. How much?
$659,200.
Say that once more.
659,200.
I don't think so.
We got, out of $1 million, we still got 300,000.
340,800 are left over.
Well, Amanda, that first bond payment is $487,400.
Yeah, but
You didn't put that in the 659?
Yeah,
Yes, it's 486,200.
Yeah.
it's in there.
The only thing I did not put anything in for was Parks and Recreation, where there was 90,000. I have
Yeah,
that blank.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. All right. Here's the thing. We took that cover off to make room for all these projects.
Right.
Do we want to stick that in there? If so, it's going to be about, well, it was 307 at the time.
Well, do they want,
Probably a little
expect
bit
us
more
to,
this year.
Hey, Larry, I think the restroom is more important than the cover.
I do too. I'd like to see that restroom get started.
Yeah. Instead of porta potties, because remember, the complex is going to be closed off, and there's no restroom. So I would put off Johnny Bear and build the restroom over by the monument. That's been the game plan since day one. So.
All right, run that by me again, Jim.
So that's been the game plan since day one, to do that.
Okay, but
Actually, if I remember right, the restroom is what we wanted built first, but it didn't happen.
yeah. What about the restroom over at the Little League field? I know there's nothing else. I'll tell you, you got to have restrooms over there. You got to have dugouts over there.
Yeah, so if you're going to do anything at Johnny Bear, you're probably rebuilding the concession stand. Amanda said that's around 300,000, and the dugouts and the backstop, you're probably, another 100,000. So I think that's probably going to have to wait, my opinion, because you're looking at $700,000 between the two.
Yeah, but we're going to have it for Little League.
Yeah, they can. The whole idea was to have that as extra fields to play on, but
yeah,
may have to just use the other one for now, the complex.
All right, folks, we're going to have to put in the $300,000 for the restroom. That's all there is to it. That's a must. We'll leave off the covers.
300,000?
think that's what Amanda said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For that one restaurant?
Said 100.
Which is awful high. I think he may be able to get it built, probably have to rebid it again.
Seems like.
So Amanda, if you put that, if they put that in, put the 300,000 in, how much is all this that we have? We got a bunch of it tabled here, I know.
If we put 300,000 in, that leaves, I believe, $800.
800 something thousand? More than that.
No,
No, I'm sorry, it leaves $40,800.
yeah,
40,000.
yeah. Take 300,000.
That can't be.
Yeah. That's 959. Add 41, you got $1 million.
It's close to $1 million, isn't it?
That's what Joanne said.
Yes, it's 9,200 when you add the 300,000.
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay, I guess. San Cruz is gonna eat your life.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
It's got to be right at $1 million or more.
9,200.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is 41,000 less than $1 million.
Yeah. Well, I have 40
Anticipate-
left over.
Yeah. And that's not counting all this other stuff we tabled.
We might have to cut back on other stuff.
Do we have to stay? We're supposed to stay within the million?
Oh, folks, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have a deficit budget if we do all this stuff.
Yes. That's right. No way you keep from it.
There's no way, because I'm looking at over $1 million of the figures that we have down there, and it doesn't include all the ones that are tabled.
That's right.
Right.
We might just have to cut back on parks and recreation or on a lot of stuff, 10% item or better.
The stuff
With
that's
this,
in y'all's
we don't
budget
have
this
to-
year needs to get done.
That's what I was gonna say. Do we want to Mr. Kiesling, would y'all like to schedule another meeting, let's say later this
Yes.
week? And
Yes.
then that will give me time to get with Mr. Lynn and find out, and if I can get that information from Jimmy as well, what we can get done this budget year, and then we can come back, say, at the end of the week and figure out what we're not going to be able to take into the next budget, where we can do this budget and go from there.
Yeah. Good.
And that will give you a chance to talk with Mr. Lynn about the administrative services as well.
Yeah.
3,000 to 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Okay, we're gonna have another meeting, and y'all mull over this and be thinking about what you want, how it's gonna work out. So,
You want to have the meeting on this Friday or next Tuesday? Because council meeting is on Wednesday on the 9th.
next
Can we
Tuesday,
get the information by Friday?
I'm sure I can get some clarification from Mr. Lynn. We can work on reaching out to these contractors to see if they can get some of this work done within the next month.
what do y'all wanna
I mean,
have, Friday or Tuesday?
Friday.
Well, if we can get the information by Friday, but there's no sense of us having a meeting if we don't have the information.
That's true.
Honestly, but it's because of the long holiday. I believe we'll have the same information on Friday that we'll have on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fridays sounds good to me.
Okay,
What time?
Friday, 5:30.
So that's the 4th.
Okay,
Next,
so if we got that, y'all be thinking about what we talked about here, and by that time we should have some numbers that we can work with.
I wish we could get some of this that we budgeted for this year.
That way we feel like.
Do we need a motion to adjourn?
We certainly do.
I'll make that a motion if y'all are ready.
I'll second me.
Motion is made and second to adjourn. Call the roll.
Doris?
Yes.
Patsy?
Yes.
Bill Ed?
Yes.
Gary?
yes.
Felipe?
Yes.
All in favor?
Motion passed. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Glad to have you back, Doris.
Thank you all
Doris.
for listening.
Do what?
Glad to have
you're
you back.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Feels good.
okay. See y'all Friday.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Bye.